Hey guys, TCG Rolls here, back with another video, and today, as you have probably already noticed, we have a different device. There's a different, just about everything, new recording setup, new just about everything. So we're using a different device, but let me know. Which one you like better? Do you like the editing, which you have probably already noticed from my old intro, but kind of worse camera quality, and maybe even lighting, I can't really tell? Or do you want better camera quality and audio, I think, but no editing and stuff? Just let me know what you think is best. Now today, as you have already seen from the intro, we are doing a deck profile on Quad Wailord. Oh wait, sorry, I've been informed. It's actually Quad Lapras. Now but in all seriousness, this deck plays very similarly to Wailord, but it has Collect as a draw engine. So let's just get right into it. It's not as extreme as Wailord, but I think it actually has even more potential than Wailord. So we're going to start off with 3 Lapras GX. Now, oddly enough, we use Lapras in this deck for its attack Collect for the most part. Especially in the early turns, we rely on Collect to actually hit our stuff. Collect is just a super powerful attack that's literally just for 1 basic water energy, draw 3 cards. And I can't tell if that's in frame, so I'm just going to assume it is. Actually, let me check. Nope. Not even close. Let me just making some adjustments. There we go. So basically, you also use Wailord for Blizzard Burn and Ice Beam, but so you kind of use Lapras. I keep saying Wailord. Kind of use Lapras for just about everything in this deck. For just about every aspect of it, including its tanky 190 HP. But more or less, you're actually going to deck people out and just fatigue people, which is, I think, the better term, because you sometimes actually do take 6 prizes. In every game, you do generally take prizes just because a key Blizzard Burn target or something like that. And next up, we have 2 Carbink. You can run, arguably, this deck generally just runs 5 basics. It's generally 4 Lapras and 1 whatever, 1 Wobbuffet. You could even run like a Mew with Pyro's ability. But I've chosen 3 Lapras and 2 Carbink, mostly because I don't have a Wobbuffet. But Carbink actually works extremely well with its Safeguard ability, preventing it to being damaged from EXs. Now, next up we have 4N. N is a super powerful card, super powerful supporter, especially in this deck where we don't really want to discard cards. And we're ending ourselves to low hand size is just so strong, especially with Collect. Ending ourselves with no hand size. No, ending our opponent's hand to lower sizes is really strong, and it doesn't really affect us because we can just collect back up, especially considering this is more of a fatigue stally deck, so you can kind of take your time with this deck. That's something I really have to tell myself when I play this deck, is just take your time. Like, you're generally not in a hurry to do anything. But there are times where you are too slow, and this makes this deck really hard to play, but there's a lot of decisions. But the decks with the most decisions actually are the best, because the more right decisions you make, right? So next up we have 3 Sycamore. So I just kind of I flipped my Sycamore and N count just because discarding cards is just better, and the N is just better in this deck, right? Discarding cards is better. It's like 10 o'clock at night, I can't do this. 2 Lysanders. Lysander is an extremely powerful card for its pulling effect, and especially in this deck because you can Lysander stall many things. I'm actually just going to get these out of the way and move these over. It's a lot messier now. Oh my god. But we can live with it. 1 Team Flagrant. I would highly suggest you run 2, but not actually 100% sure what I would take out. But for now, 1 actually has been working fine for me. Even against Decidueye, this deck can win a lot of the time. Just because to actually win, I've found that Decidueye decks need to have a turn 1 Vileplume and a Floatstone on it, and just to be able to consistently follow through with that and still get attackers and stuff. When you can just, so it's just very difficult for them, especially with the Lysander stall. So we have one Delinquent in the deck. This is what you do when your opponent tries to get cheeky and just stock a bunch of cards in their hand. You can start Delinquenting them. And, well, that's just 3 cards out of the deck whenever they play an end, right? Also helps you win the Stadium War no matter what. Which is kind of important in this deck, because the Stadium is super powerful. So one Team Rocket's Handiwork, this just lets you get through the deck faster. It gives you that nice late game pull that gets you through those, like, as long as your opponent has under 10 cards in their deck, you can really just start Team Rocket's Handiworking them down, and the more heads you flip, just the better. One Pokemon Ranger, this just helps you Blizzard Burn a bunch of times in a row if you really need to. But Pokemon Ranger, you can definitely take it. I haven't found too many uses for it yet. Olympia, this is another really strong card. One, it has healing, and 2, it just has another switch option to allow you to keep Blizzard Burning. There's a lot of cards in this deck where it's just like, okay, well, you can keep Blizzard Burning, because that's kind of another thing you do, is you just build up an energy and hand advantage, and then you just kind of unload with just a barrage of Blizzard Burns. Now with, I might have mentioned this in my Aqua Box deck profile video, one of the strongest things in the game is a Lapras cycle, where you have 2 Laprases just retreating and Blizzard Burning every turn. That's kind of what this deck aims to do, but with just 1 Lapras switching a bunch of times. Got 1 Hex Maniac. This deck runs, I mean, I would like to say it runs no abilities, but it does run Safeguard, but a lot of the times, especially in the late game, Safeguard doesn't really do too much. So you can just, so Hex Maniac just becomes really powerful. Team Skull Grunt just allows you to look at your opponent's hand and discard 2 energy cards. It's super strong, especially when your opponent's trying to build up a giant hand size. Or even just turn 1 blindly. Team Skull Grunting can be really powerful at getting your energy advantage up. And even, like, just at any point, if your opponent's stocking resources in their hand, just like, I'm going to have this giant combo turn, start Team Skull Grunting and getting rid of their energies. And it's just super, again, it's super powerful. And the last supporter, it feels like we've been in the supporter section forever, is Professor Kukui. Now this allows us to hit those 180 to 190 numbers with our Blizzard Burn, which is again super strong because so that we can take out Darkrai's that don't have Fighting Fury belts. That's a very powerful thing to be able to do, because most Darkrai's actually nowadays are cutting more and more Fighting Fury belts to play more and more XP shares. Next up we have the item, so that's 4 VS Seeker. So, VS Seeker is super strong in this deck, as you can clearly tell. It's super strong in every deck, but it's especially strong in this deck because you get this extra option to recurse your supporters that are already powerful enough on their own. Then we got 4 Crushing Hammers. Just energy denial in general is kind of the name of the game in the early game. Except for the name in the game in the early game is actually just the early game. But you get the point. Denying energies is so powerful, and not many decks in this meta actually do it. So Lapras is probably one of, if not the only deck that's competitively viable that can actually do it. So we got 3 Fighting Fury belts. This just makes your Lapras even more tanky. This literally makes your Lapras 20 HP off being straight up a Whale Lord. That's ridiculous, especially considering Lapras has a lot more tools than Wailord, with stuff like Collect and Ice Beam and Blizzard Burn. Meaning that Lapras, oh man, I'm too all over again. Meaning that Lapras is actually arguably even more powerful than Wailord, even though it hasn't had a giant Nationals appearance yet. Note that I said yet. So we got 4 Puzzle of Time. This lets you get back any 2 cards when you discard pellets. Again, another super strong card. This deck is just filled with super strong cards that you don't see often, like Crushing Hammer. Just because they don't really have a place in the meta, because other decks just run other things. But, especially because you're only running 5 Pokemon, you can run all these extra wacky, crazy cards that help you win the game. And Puzzle Time's just one of them. Getting cards back is a really good effect. Because think about all these cards I've talked about and have talked, and I'm going to talk about, and just think about being able to play even more of them. That's kind of what Puzzle allows you to do. So Puzzle is another just really strong card. 2 Max Elixirs. You can even cut Max Elixirs. They haven't been useful too often. They just help you get more of a energy presence when it comes to the board. But even that, you're generally just attaching energy every turn, and that's kind of just all you need. Because you don't actually need that many energies in this deck. For this deck to function. So max elixirs, I guess you can cut those if you really want to up counts or just add something else. Next up, we got 2 switch. This is a little hard to tell because I'm running really weird arts of switch in this deck. But those are definitely 2 switch. And again, it's to help chain blizzard burns. Now I have 1 nest ball and 1 repeat ball. This should definitely just be 2 nest ball. And to be honest, especially in this deck, nest ball is just so much more powerful than repeat ball. You'd always want nest ball instead of repeat ball, but I can't find my other nest balls right now. I feel like my friend has them. Shout out to Sonic Gamer 2727. But yeah, 1 max potion. This is just to heal off your Lapras whenever it gets really heavily damaged. But I don't know why, but you only really need 1. In fact, I don't think many lists actually play max potion. I haven't really looked at many lists though. But yeah, so trust my opinion. 1 flow stone, this just helps you retreat a lot. I can definitely see you taking this out for just another switch or another just about anything. I might even just take it out for another max potion. I'm not sure. Next up, we have 1 enhanced hammer. Only 1 in this deck because special energies aren't really too much of a problem. I'm gonna be honest. You only really need that 1 enhanced hammer to deal with them. So, enhanced hammer is another inherently really powerful card that you can play, but we only choose to play 1 of them probably just because of space. So I guess that's where you can take out stuff like float stone and max elixir for if you really are having trouble with special energy reliant decks. But I think the reason that there is only 1 is because against a deck that doesn't even play special energies, it's just a dead card that you can't even throw away because you don't run Ultra Balls. So all it's there doing is clogging up your hand and deck. So I think 1 is just perfect, because you want to run it, but you also don't. Now we got our stadiums. Super strong stadium I talked about is Rough Seas. Rough Seas is amazingly strong. I'm not even saying that this is an inherently powerful card. It's just straight up is a very powerful card. Because just the ability to heal mass AoE heal for 30 is very good. Like I keep saying, it's super strong. I love that term. It makes me sound like a 5-year-old. It's super strong, mommy. But like, I'm gonna be honest, it's just a really powerful effect to be able to heal 30 from all certain type of Pokemon. Too bad that Carbink is not a water and electric type. Otherwise, that would be pretty good because most of the time, Darkrai's counter to Carbink is literally just to Oblivion Wing it. And when you can just Rough Seas and just make the Oblivion Wing do essentially 0 damage, just stalls them out and then it just becomes your win condition. So there's reasons Carbink is not that type. So next up, we have 10 water energies. The reason we run 10 and not probably 8 is because 1, we want to be able to power up 3 Lapras in a game, which means we're going to need at least 9. I guess with puzzle. So 8 would do. You can run 8. But also, we want to hit them with our max elixirs. So you can even take out 2 of those. So really, if you don't feel like having a max elixir engine, that's just 4 cards out of the deck that you can add in to try and disrupt a little more. But so yeah. That is the Lapras deck. I'm just going to go over the overall strategy, but it's just Wailord. And Wailord is to do nothing. But Lapras is Wailord, but fun and interactive. If that's even a thing. Because you get to collect, which means you get to see more cards of your deck, which means you get to play more cards. And it's just really fun, just building up a giant hand size and kind of just saying to your opponent, come at me, I have a giant hand, I can probably answer everything in the game. Because that's what this deck aims to do, is just build up a hand size so large that your opponent can't play something without just it being countered. I hope you all liked the video. Leave a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you already haven't. I'll see you all next time.